Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I hope you're doing good. It's here now. I'm going to make this quick because I'm in a place where there is no Wi-Fi and I keep having this all AI stuff go a bit crazy. So I already recorded some and I'm going to leave it there. So it's here now. Know it, okay? Our brand new dawn and all new beginnings are here now, all right? And all new free worlds are born through a shift in perception. As we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. What I'm seeing right now, especially yesterday, I've been going deep as well as feeling very sort of unconnected to source in a way. Like it was very I don't know, like non-dreamy, very, I know just intense, I guess, for a lot of people, but I was just holding the 0-point field and just collapsing all the polarities, duality, distorted polarities within a 0-point field of just everything just is, as well as feeling I'm so bored, I'm so over this, and it's just like, oh my God, just, get me out of here. That kind of like, this needs to end. It is ending. It was like the calm before the storm. It's really weird. Like there was no wind, no air going through anything, and it's usually quite windy here. And I'm just right at the seafront, which is really calming. I'm looking at the sea when I do this. I need this in my life. So anyway, we'll be moving again tomorrow. Who knows where to? So there is a lot happening in completing in the field, which I've been busy with. And it's mainly about all like, we've returned to oneness. Okay, this is it. All right, it's here. It's anchoring in the field. It's the divine unions. Fully completing within and without, as we bring all of these pieces, all of these fragments back in, as we don't judge them anymore, as we don't resist, fight, flight, freeze, mechanisms. We all have been in a state of PTSD. I call it spiritual post-traumatic stress disorder, because these are all timeline bleed-throughs. Like the same with my fire episode, for anyone who's seen my last video. Basically, I put the Airbnb on fire and the window basically needs replacing, probably around 500 euros. I need to double check with Airbnb. I don't think there's any insurance kind of thing. Anyway, it doesn't even matter, literally. Thoughts are matter. This reality is mental, as in you project it all out. So whenever I tune into this, it's like, don't worry about it. It's a simulation. It's like if the tree in the forest falls and there's no one to perceive it, would it even exist? Would it make a sound? And the answer is, quantum physics has proven no. Because if there's no one to perceive it, it doesn't exist. So that's the thing. And as you perceive things differently, it's the same as when you're in a really high, let's say you're in love and you're in a new relationship, something like this, and you're really like, you're in a really high frequency, everything becomes possible and everything aligns for you because you are very aligned with your true essence, which is divine love. And everything, will seem beautiful. If you're depressed and anxiety in states of, fright, fight, fleece, which are these states of PTSD, which we have all suffered from, because this goes beyond even our, the experiences we had in this lifetime, because everything is culminating right now, right here, all timelines, all realities, all dimensions, realms, universes. We are merging matter and antimatter through this divine collective cosmic reunion event. Okay, so if this cuts out again, I will just leave it like this, just so you know, okay, even if I don't share everything. So just know it's here now. This is all about the heart opening. It's all about the divine union within us as star seeds, the original founder race, the race that make up creation, because we're sound and light fields before we come into physical form, okay, and vapors and so forth. And they also needed to be corrected. Again, this is not just 1, 2, 3, 5D, 7, 9. It's 12D, 13, 14, 15, 22, 48, infinitely, 144 plus 3 is 1. It's ultimately infinitely. It's beyond, you know, our comprehension. You know, it's beyond compartmentalization. Like, we're trying to perceive all of this from a dualistic, compartmentalized viewpoint in language, and like, this is like this, and this is like that, and this is right, this is wrong. That's the issue. You know, this is not about, this is like the highest form of learning is unlearning right now, especially in spirituality, religion. Once we come out of 3D programming, we get into all of these ideas of what is, what does it mean? What is ascension even about? How do we ascend? Like, what's the right pathway? You know, we get stuck in all kinds of ideologies, teachings, dogmatism, information. That's all part of the pathway, so it's all perfect. But ultimately, what does it come down to? It's experience. It's not, you know, us sitting here like me, just reciting what I've learned in a book. What I speak about is what I experience. Like, our experiences, what creates our legacy. Like, me having a hard time continuously. It's like, you know, talking about a high purpose. It's like, you know, I just have, again, this cosmic core blueprint for the cosmic monad of the Christ Saphira, the new androgynous blueprint, the herogamic blueprint that entails all other blueprints. So I have a lot to clear. So this means a lot of initiations and tests. And again, a lot of who are listening can relate to this. Because again, I'm here as a teacher of teachers, a healer of healers, without being a teacher, as in like, we're all equal here. Okay, but we're also all playing a role. And that's what we're here to remember, our role, our purpose, our mission, which is what quantum completes all of this. Everybody getting into their place, everybody remembering who they truly are. You know, it's the diamond avatar self. It's your one true, eternal, authentic self, but it's also your own unique part within this blueprint, within the sacred geometry that the cosmic monad is, that we're all part of. This is not about being something special. Whilst we also understand we are holding the blueprints for creation. This is why we have to clear so much. And this is why we have so many tests and initiations. This is why life has been so hard, because we're clearing this on behalf of all. This is not just ours. This is not personal, as well as it is personal in the sense of like, because I am who I am, because I do what I do, and because I do it publicly, attacks and all of this shit has been enormous. You know, we can only really make it through the protection of source. Because I know I have the highest protection, otherwise I could not do this, but it's still not easy. It has not been easy for any of us, you know. And again, the higher your purpose, which is really the bigger your divine blueprint, the more codes and keys you carry, the more you have to transmute on behalf of all. So this is bigger than you. It's not personal. We pick up a lot of shit, and it's like, it doesn't matter what you think you still need to heal, do, however fucked up you are. It's bullshit. First of all, who's created all of these ideals of what we need to be? Because most of them are unrealistic. They've been given to us, and they make us, they end up as us giving ourselves a hard time, giving other people a hard time. We are in resistance. We are in conflict. We are at war with our true self, which is at peace with all of this. Where it's like you can see things for how they really are, which doesn't mean you have just rose-colored glasses, as in you just think, hi, everything is great. It's like you can see what's amiss here, because we're here to correct realities, but it's through shifting our perception of like, we're no longer at war, in judgment, in separation with any parts of ourselves, because we've integrated all of us within a oneness, integrated all the polarities, duality, distorted polarity. within the oneness, where we still know ourselves as sovereign and free, as well as interdependent, because this is the law of one. We're all interdependent. Nobody is like an island to themselves here. And we really do the last little bit of healing together as one. Because that's how, again, we broke apart and got wounded. Nobody like, is this really to end the story as in we all healed on our own? And like, this is why we're creating these sacred containers, so we can feel free, share as one in a group, feel safe, feel held, feel seen, feel valued, feel appreciated, feel loved. And it's not just one way or another, just one person just giving everything and the other one just taking. It needs to be a reciprocity. There needs to be authenticity. There needs to be truth. Truth is love. Okay. But, and it also depends on how anyone is approaching us in any now moment. And it's the same as whenever we walk into a shop. As I was remembering during the COVID times, the mask, no mask, I wasn't wearing a mask. And every time you go into a shop, if you're like in defensive mode, something will come up. If you're not, if you're cool as a cucumber, and this is all just a joke, and you're in, just the kind of love state, and everything is dandy, nothing will happen. And if anything happens, it's just like, you have a kind of divine comeback, which doesn't create any more war or friction, but it might put people in their place. Again, divine love is everything. It's speaking the truth, but sometimes it's very gentle. Sometimes it's a little bit more, whatever it needs to be. It's everything. It's tough love. It's gentle love within the omni love. It's all of these things. Okay. So we're no longer people pleasers. We're no longer letting people walk all over us or our boundaries. And this is ultimately coming back to us being in integrity with ourselves. That's where it starts and ends always. So anyway. Okay, the fire episode. I can't remember now what I said in the last video I tried and this one. Anyway, so long story short, it went as well as it did after a lot of cleaning and clearing and programming the field. And really, I was just sitting in my fear because, again, these are timeline bleed throughs. I was mentioning in my last video, it's like, it reminds me of being ostracized. Like this goes deeper because it's very much a theme of also the divine feminine in general. It's this being attacked, being not feeling safe, not, it's the whole invasion timelines and bleed throughs. It's all of this clearing, all of these lower timelines. And I know from my own life experience, like I think when I was about 4, the first kind of traumatic experience I remember was like woken up in the middle of the night with a lot of drama and happening in my physical environment that we needed to get out of where we are in the middle of the night. And I had this many times actually in my life where like it's in the middle of the night, there's drama, there's violence, there's like things going on, and it's like you don't feel safe. And it's the same as like, or people just attacking me out of nowhere and just, but I know it's like these energies working through people, although it's also their own shadow aspects. Again, it's the collective, and it's like, it's from other timelines. So me not feeling safe ever really, it's like I figured out later on, me feeling depressed a lot of the time is actually anxiety. Like I did a biochemistry profile through a really good GP, and he took my blood and sent it off to the UK and analyzed it. And it's like kind of depression with underlying anxiety. And he prescribed me loads of kind of supplements. And anyway, but it's like also, I believe a lot about just reprogramming our beliefs, healing our wounds, healing our hearts, and everything is ultimately leading us to this place, no matter which road we are taking, okay? Because this is all a co-creation of the one. So it's like Rumi says, you have to keep breaking your heart open until it heals. Something like that. It's not quite right. Anyway, but it's like you are doing it. It's like our perception of what's happening that's actually breaking our hearts. Once we understand, yes, it's personal, as in the Christic races, those of us who are carrying these divine blueprints, source codes, have been heavily attacked through many lifetimes. That's the thing, that's the bleed through I've experienced in my own life. So it's like, it's the perfect, setup, however difficult our life has been, for us to heal what we need to heal, because it gives us something to go by. And I know this whole fire thing was just pushing this button again of like someone going crazy at me or throwing me out or not having a place to go, although I know deep down, okay, I always will be fine. Because again, I've shared before, I've been through a lot of stuff that I know no matter what, I will be fine. Even if I would need to sleep out on the streets, I would be fine. On a longer term basis, obviously, that wouldn't be so fun. Anyway, but you get me. It's ultimately, I know I am being put through so many tests and initiations because I just carry these blueprints, because of like how much the attacks, have been so prevalent. It's the same with money. I mean, there are many things to this, and yes, self-worth and self-love and all of this, but also it's like we've been heavily fucked with, and we need to understand this. So we've been heavily clearing all of this black magic, sorcery, black, spells that also are surrounding money. But we need to also let go of the spell of money and really see it as the monopoly money. So even if this window is going to cost me 500 or whatever, it's like, I know everything will be fine. That's all you need to know. And ultimately, I know as soon as I just have no fear about it, it just dissolves. I've had this so many times in my life. I just sit in the fear. I know what I'm doing. I just feel it, clear it very consciously, and then it's just purged from my field. That's why I know whenever something like this happens, okay, and you're ultimately doing all of this to yourself because there's only one of us here, that's the fun part. And not so fun because it can make you a little bit crazy at times. But that's done now. But you get me. It's like this, everybody's mirroring something back to you. Everything is happening on purpose. Everything is happening for you. Everything is co-created for you. As long as you're still in separation and fragmentation, separation is fragmentation. Whenever we judge anything, whenever we are at war with ourselves, we are in fragmentation with our true eternal self, which is not in fear. It's only our untrue self, which would ever be in fear. Yeah. So this is the cosmic heart and brain reset and merge, and it's about to complete and fully ignite and change everything forever. The masculine is fully rising. The feminine, I mean, again, they're interconnected. They are one. It's about the divine unions. They're here now. They're completing very powerfully. And now let's make this physical, because so it is. It's here now. Okay. So we are the divine intervention and plan fulfilled as we remember our ancient future memory selves, and we quantum jump, leap all in and complete our missions as we remember what is true, what is unreal, okay? And that all comes from you really aligning with your true self, and that's you at one with source. So all polarities have now been unified and merged within the oneness, and we can see through the eyes and heart of God. Again, everybody gets there in their own divine timing. No, this is here now. This is fully completing. There's no more doubt, worries, fears, anxieties fully dissolving in the field through the power of true divine love, which makes everything possible, which is what heals all. So, it's all about coming together with our beloveds, our communities, sharing this love, sharing acceptance, the non-judgment, understanding, seeing one another for who they truly are, fully naked, fully transparent, authentic, because that's love. Okay, but where you still, again, you need to align with those people who really are on that same frequency as you and also are willing to do the work with you. Again, we're not perfect here, but it's about, let's do the work, let's be honest, let's talk about this, and let's resolve it in whichever way, this comes up. And a lot of this is multidimensionally happening. Again, also what I always do within my group container, it's about telepathically, like let's keep tuning in energetically, because so much is happening at the higher multidimensional layers and levels, which you're merging and bringing in, which this is all about making this physical now, which is the last step happening right now, because it's here now. Okay, all through us embodying God source consciousness, which is oneness, which is divine love, which is truth. It's all interconnected, it's all the same. Our hearts are healing, the mind is healing, full reset, sanctity, the divine love, bliss wave, tsunami, supernova of the one heart mind event, however we want to call The mother is fully returning to her supermagnetism within us all. The planet, this is the pole shift and flip fully completing. And this is again interconnected with the divine unions, the collective divine union event led by the original twin flames, tribes, founder races, race of creation, those original seeders, the guardians. We are it. Okay, remember who you are, remember how you are quantum completing your mission. Uska aishana takaratatatatatata airu tushunutataina ainata es tu ta aisanataya tukinate ta tuyanas. So hearts and minds wide open. It's done. It's here now. Let this be your new mantra. You need to claim your wildest, biggest dreams fulfilled, and you just need to face the fear and just do it. That's the only way you can transcend it. Ultimately, all in divine timing, alignment, but that is here now. Yeah. So let's finish this. Hiragamic unions, healing all fragmentation, healing the cosmic, the divine golden Christ child is coming out to play now, happily, fear-free and fearless, as in just one step at a time, but just go for it. Just keep taking leaps of faith, literally, just you dissolving, transcending fear by you facing it and just going for it is you dissolving the fear matrix. Everything you do for yourself, you do on behalf of all, especially as you apply intention and know your power and the codes and keys you hold and the divine blueprint. So as you free yourself, you free everyone. And it's the prison of our own minds that's creating all of this bullshit. Let it the fuck go. And I'm talking to myself here. Because again, it's like when we perceive anything in the field, it's ours. It's part of us, the oneness. So it's non-personal as well as it's personal. Again, we're playing our roles as well as we're all of this. So you need to integrate that paradox without it driving you insane. And yeah, us mystics, we do go, you know, like what we kind of revel within, kind of going really deep within the mind space and into the one consciousness, the cosmic consciousness, will drive other people insane. But again, it's because we're here too, because we're holding this higher consciousness, because we need to transcend the madness and the insanity we've been living in. So congratulations for making it through this insane asylum. Sane. We're here now. Sanctity. Okay? As you heal, all heals. We heal together as one. We fallen as one. We rise as one. That's the only way. I mean, there's no other way. It's logic, literally. Okay? So fuck. So just the masculine is action. He's leadership. He needs to show the way. The feminine brings in the vision. Okay? But she's directionless without him. He needs to make her feel safe, and she shows him and reminds him of how to connect to source. But they're one and the same. It's the same as the rotten staff codes, your Merkabic field and your vertical and horizontal alignments within your Merkabic field, your inner solar cross. It's basically, it's like instead of just having feminine, masculine, it's like it's feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine. That's also why it's plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, 4 poles instead of 2, as this pole shift completes, which is the case in any normal Christic system, which runs the Yan-Yun flow of the butterfly pattern and the crystal lotus flower as its sacred geometry, which is eternal source life flows. Okay. So your legacy, legendary legacy, your hero's journey is what helps heal, uplift, and light up others' paths. Okay, it's what gives them hope. It's like, when I can do this, you can do this. Okay, like there's nobody specially in that sense, that we're here to show what's possible through our own hard work and applying ourselves. And we can see the specialness within everyone, and we remind them that they can shine as bright as us and brighter. It's like the next generations, you know, they're always going to propel us further. It's all about expansions of consciousness. But it also takes a little bit of contraction. That's why we go through these states of expansion, contractions, and clearings, and yay, and okay, but it's all, again, you can't have creation without the polarities, but now they're merged within the oneness. It's also merging matter and antimatter, the masculine, feminine, heaven and earth, we all exist in the same space as well as in the polarity, but it's no longer in war, at war with itself, in conflict, in division, in fragmentation with all of its parts, all merged, healed as one now. Uska Aishanata. Healing, saving us all. There's only one of us here. Okay, so remember, everything that's out there is a reflection of our own consciousness, a mirror reflection of our own deepest held beliefs, expectations. Our ego lenses have cast a veil upon this reality. As this fully lifts, the false ego self, and we can see clearly again through the eyes and mind of God as we connect with that pure source consciousness and truth, the ultimate truth of oneness, as we transcend all distorted polarities within, merge, unify all of our multidimensional selves as one. We're doing this with all of the realities, timelines, dimensions, universe. The new divine organic creatrix field fully ignited, the new diamond avatar self fully ignited, the new Chrysa Sapphira, Sophia, new androgynous Albion body and blueprint fully ignited. The cosmic Christ, the cosmic quantum tree of life, our new divine blueprints and templates fully ignited. Usa Aisha Nataka Ainata Tusanata. It's what's quantum completing everything outside of time, no time whatsoever. Transcended now, time, space, gravity, all separation within the one consciousness dissolves now. Sutta Aisana Tarata Tunate Yu Nasayana Tarate Elisha Tanate Ekaratu. So all illusions of separation, aka fear, fully dissolves right here, right now, in this field, which is one. Don't look outside, look within what's really true. Divine love is the ultimate truth. It's what moves mountains. It makes the impossible possible and the invisible visible. And we shall see heaven on earth then, as we emanated from inside of our heart and our consciousness. And one was source. So that's the end of the fear matrix. That's it. I think I leave it here. Dissolve all remaining doubts, various fears, insecurities, anxieties, blame, shame, guilt, all this mind control, programming, bullshit, right fudging now. Usa ata. Te anata. Let's have fun with this, okay? A lot of humor is needed. That's what gets us through, okay? The same as you don't need to have a big stick on yourself. Let it go. As you no longer try to be some, I don't know, like we're here to be the new goddess, embodiments. What does it mean to be the new divine masculine and feminine in its solar form? But we're merging all of these selves. So also the human self, which is divine, okay? Like your weaknesses are your strengths are your weaknesses. There's a lot about the shadow that's also gold. So it's also about not demonizing it. We need to get away from the demonization. It's like when I see people, they might mention certain words or, any kind of shenanigans, any kind of, stuff we come about on social media. It's like, I really try to just hear the message. There might be someone who I find, like you can see different levels of distortions, but it's like you need to see through it. The same with your friends and family and whatever. It's like we all have distortions. We all have, you know what I mean? Whatever we perceive, there is some reflection going on, some old, future, some kind of aspect of you. And it's like kind of seeing it as well as seeing through the veils, the masks, and seeing, okay, is that person coming from a good heart? What are they really connected to? That kind of thing. But also, even sometimes the most distorted person will have, golden nuggets of truth. It's like some homeless person might come up to you, if you ever had this, and speak some truth to you, and it's just a message you're supposed to receive right there and then. They might never say anything, or any other person that, not ever, but you get me. Everybody has some parts of truth. So you need to.
And they were kind of like ramping up the engine, preparing, because if the master's energy came in, you couldn't handle the vibration of it. It's just
it would blow the circuits.
It'd blow the circuits up. So it's kind of like prepping the machine to